Welcome to the after show. This week we've got a quiz from Mr. Nelson, who says in an email, "Hello all."
Hello.
Hi. Mr. Nelson. In honor of your upcoming episode 666, I pulled these reviews from Unlucky issue 13 of EGM. To be honest, I had to pull a few from issue 14 to fill out the board, but close enough. Issue 13 introduces that racist caricature favorite, Sushi X, as the fourth reviewer. For the potpourri column this time, I took the bio of each reviewer, and you have to guess who it is. One reviewer is in there twice. I took his bio from issue 14 as well to fill the column. As always, spelling and grammar errors are retained from the source reviews. Have fun.
Oh, boy.
I believe we will have fun. The categories are Steve Harris, Ed Semrad, Martin Alessi, Sushi X, and Who's the Reviewer?
Oh, boy.
So we will go in what you've been playing order. That means, Greg, you are up first.
Is that how you set these up?
Yes.
I always wondered what your system was. Now we know.
That is my system.
We just learned how the sausage was made.
Yes.
You know, I do have to say that for my money, this is the classic EGM reviewer
lineup,
review crew, I suppose.
You didn't,
Steve, Ed, Martin, and Sushi. Yep.
Okay. Yep.
You weren't a big fan of Major Mike's roundups, or
I can't say I was. No. If you were to ask me, name the review crew from the early days of EGM, this is the one.
Same here.
Is the one I would say.
Yeah. Same here.
All right, I'm going to go. Let's start at the top left. Steve Harris for 100.
Steve Harris for 100. NES video games just hit a new low. Blank is a total bore that has substandard graphics. Actually, it's Gerpahix.
Gerpahix. Yeah.
And none of the action found in the movie. The whole thing, whole spelled HOLE, the whole thing comes off like a bad dream, with hardly any fun to be found. This is a 3 out of 10 for the NES.
I'll go with Total Recall.
Ooh, I think you might be right.
Total Recall is correct.
Nice.
And Mr. Nelson says, I love how whole was spelled. Yes,
there you go.
We also enjoyed that.
See, the tip-off there was the bad dream line.
Yep.
Oh,
that's surprisingly well written, actually, when you think about it.
That may be the most clever EGM review we've seen in these quizzes. Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go with Sushi X.
Sushi X for 100. I am no blank. This game is for members only, and
I love those jackets.
Sent me a key. I just couldn't get in. This game is worse than the Sunset Strip on a Saturday night. Okay. Banging your head into walls is more fun. It's too hard and too complex. 3 out of 10 for the NES.
Oh, I got a feeling there's clues in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am no blank. So the title, okay, it's got to be,
Yeah.
I am no blank, which I'm assuming is the game title.
Yeah.
Game is for members only, and no one sent me a key. What could that be?
It's clearly Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yep.
Yeah. No, you needed a password to get into the club in Roger Rabbit.
Yep.
Do you remember what that password was?
No.
Walt, wasn't Walt sent me, was it?
Walt sent me.
Yeah.
That was the
really? Huh.
That was the password to get into the Ink and Paint Club in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Damn, I'm good.
Wow.
Yep. As for this, I wish that was the question.
Yeah.
Because I would have known it.
3 out of 10 for the NES.
I mean, that matches Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
This game is for members only, and no one sent me the key. No one sent me the key. Banging your head in the walls is more fun. Do you bang your head in the walls in this game?
Mylon's Secret Castle.
Yeah. I am no Mylon's Secret Castle. Jeez.
Oh, jeez, fellas.
Oh, jeez. I think this is wrong. I think this game came out later than what we are talking about here.
Yeah.
EGM issue 13. I'm going to say Treasure Master.
I would have gone with your frame Roger
Treasure
Rabbit.
Master. Oh. Wizardry.
Wow.
What was the blank?
What did any of that? No,
I am no wizard.
Huh?
I am no
I
wizard.
wizard.
I guess I am no wizard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Actually, it says Wizardy.
Oh.
Are we sure it's not Wizardry?
I'm guessing it's wizardry.
It is wizardry.
Next
But
up.
I would, knowing EGM, they probably said wizardy.
They may have, yeah.
I guess I was trying to be too clever.
I'm going to do Who's the Reviewer for 100.
Yeah.
Having just come back from Japan with tons of new cards, Blank is now playing the 8 meg super graphics Ghouls and Ghosts in between reminiscing about his time with the Game Gear. I'm going to say that's Ed Semrad.
It's got to be Ed.
Yeah.
Ed is the one who always went to Japan.
Yeah.
That is true.
Ed Semrad is right.
Yep.
And I never saw the guy play a video game. Never.
Nope.
Not once.
Never ever.
It's weird.
Ed is the guy who always went to Japan, but never the guy to actually write any of the articles about what he saw in Japan.
That's true, too, yes. Yeah, that was very frustrating as somebody who worked at EGM.
Yeah.
As somebody who read EGM before working there, I had this picture of who Ed would be. Yeah. And it was completely shattered my first day.
Yeah. Oh, same thing with me because I was when I was a kid, I was like Ed Semrad's reviews were the ones I kind of identified with because he liked RPGs and and then to get to start working at Ziff Davis and find out he didn't write most of those reviews.
Right.
At least in the later
stages,
EGM, he did not write them. And in fact, Andy Barron did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was Andy I was talking to, so he was pretty excited about that. I'll take Ed for 100.
Ed for 100. Most puzzle games aren't memory hogs. The Genesis version is only 1 meg. And why Sega couldn't make a nice-looking Sega Master System version with 1 meg is beyond me. The playfield is too small, and if Blank can look good, why can't Blank? Still worth trying if you don't have a Genesis. This is a 6 out of 10 for the Sega Master System. I think I know the answer to this.
This is issue 13.
Yeah.
Genesis version only 1 meg, and Sega could make a nice looking SMS version with 1 meg is beyond me.
Yeah.
Playfield is too small, and if Blank can look for it, why can't Blank? Still worth trying if you don't have a Genesis. I assume this means that this is a Sega published puzzle game. I mean, Sega published most games on the Master System anyway, but I mean, Activision did a few.
I don't think they did any puzzle games, though, did they?
Well, I mean, maybe columns, but I don't think that's what this is. Those puzzle games are memory hogs. Genesis version. This would have been like 1990 or 91.
Yeah, and this first Sega Master System, 6 out of 10.
Yeah. I don't know.
I have a guess. Well, I have a guess for both of the blanks.
Oh,
actually,
my goodness.
He's
getting a little cocky.
Yeah,
he is. I'm desperately trying to think of, because this is a game that I probably would have already covered on my show. No, maybe not. I don't know. Shanghai.
Okay. I am going to say that it's Columns. We'll see. What is Columns?
I talked myself out of the right answer.
Ed compares it to NES Tetris. Yeah. If Tetris can look good, why can't Columns? Yeah.
There you
go. Oh, well. I really didn't think Columns would... Yeah, okay.
Let's go with Martin for 100.
Martin for 100. I am not a fan of the show, and I was expecting a boring skate around the rink punch and kicker game, but instead we're treated to a variety of backgrounds, 2 words, ranging from cities to jungles. Great graphics and sound. Don't hide the control problems which take away from the game. Only average. This is a 5 out of 10 for the NES.
I think I know this game, but I'm not sure I know the title.
I'm in the same boat. Is it Roller Games?
It's an Ultra game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
That's
we're
the
thinking
one
of
I'm
the same
thinking
game.
of, and I think it's Roller Games.
What is Roller Games is correct.
Yes.
From Ultra.
Yes.
There it is.
Nice.
Very
well
nice.
done. I remember
you.
liking that game.
I don't know if I ever played it more than a couple minutes.
I'm
But
going to
there
go
it
with
is.
Who's the Reviewer for 200. We think we saw our resident arcade expert dropping
easy.
quarters in Konami's Parodius, it says here, but it's Parodius. When not at the arcade, it is rumored that he is playing Shadow of the Ninja. It's of course Sushi X, right?
It's got to be Sushi X.
Because he
What I
was
love
the
is
arcade
that
expert.
CJ gives us the answer before we actually see it on the screen.
Yeah.
Because your connection is so bad that you'll tell us if we're right or wrong way before we see the answer on the screen.
It's true.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm not
Sushi
saying
X
stop,
is the right
just-
answer.
Yep.
There we go.
There it is. Yep. Resident Arcade Expert.
Score check. I'm in the lead with 300. Greg and Phil, you've got goose eggs. 0.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to go with Who's the Reviewer for 300.
There you go. That's the spirit. Blank is completely unbearable. All we hear is his hands-on experience with the Super Famicom. We tolerate him, though, because he did bring back a Game Gear.
I'm going to say Ed again.
It's got to be Ed.
Ed Semrad, you're right.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, though,
What's that?
is all you really needed was that first sentence to know that it's Ed.
He's
Wow.
unbearable.
You guys are mean. I never met the guy, so I'm not going to go that far.
We had to work with him.
Yeah.
We had to work for him. So,
Yeah.
yes. Completely unbearable. Who's the reviewer for 400?
Yeah, I was going to say, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, why wouldn't you at this point?
You've got a 50-50 shot at this point.
Yeah.
When he was last seen, Blank was just finishing up Phantasy Star 3 for the Sega Mega Drive and counting the days until he gets his copy of Strider for the Genesis.
Oh, boy.
Getting a little harder.
This is...
That's what she said.
I'm guessing it's either Steve or Martin.
Yeah.
You know we're not going to give you that.
Or perhaps Steve Martin.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say Steve.
I think it's Steve, and screw CJ for getting the easy 500
It is.
after this.
Oh, it's Martin.
Unfortunately for
Curses.
you, Martin Alessi.
Curses. Well,
And
I
now
guess we
CJ
know
gets
who...
his free 500 points.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's the reviewer for 500?
Don't even read the question.
I have
Just
to
say
do it.
Steve.
CES has left Blank overloaded with new softs.
I loved it when they called games softs.
New softs.
Softs.
Ah,
Great. That term should come back.
it should.
He's running through them so fast, it's hard to tell which he likes best. Mega Man 3 seems
That's good
to be
taste
his
right there.
favorite.
Yeah.
I think I'll say that's Steve Harris.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
CJ.
And that is correct.
Yeah, of course it is.
Thank you.
Of course it is.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have to say, Phil and I were stupid for not going for Who's the Reviewer since you had like a 1 in 4 shot
I know.
Yeah,
no matter
really.
what.
I know.
And
Pretty
yeah.
much. Pretty much.
Yeah. Ugh.
Oh, it's my turn.
Your turn.
Yeah.
Steve Harris for 2.
Harris for 2. Blank, comma, while constructed as a decent plain 2 meg game, just doesn't explode off the screen like similar 8-bit efforts such as Blank did in 4 megs. With some
Jesus.
tuning, this could have been a hit. What we get is a mediocre game that never gets out of first gear. That's a 4 out of 10 for the Sega Master System.
Never gets out of first gear. So then it has to be a racing game, I guess. So playing 2 meg game doesn't
A decent plain 2 meg game. Wow.
Yeah. I love that.
See, the tuning in the first gear makes me think racing.
Right, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I would think so too.
Super Monaco GP.
Oh. Super Monaco GP is correct.
Yes.
Wow.
Steve compared it to Outrun.
There you go.
Which I think is
All right,
funny.
then.
I think Monaco GP on the Master System is actually way better than Outrun on the Master System.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Sushi X for 2.
Sushi X for 2.
Sushi X for 2.
The licensed puppet adventure TV show storyline is the best part of this game. Not a very good or challenging shooter. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Blank comes off as only being average at
this.
best.
Of course
this is
I do.
a 5 out of 10 for the NES.
Not very good or challenging shooter is almost a sentence.
Almost.
It's very close to being a sentence. So good job,
Not
Sushi
very
X.
good
It
or
is.
complete sentence.
No.
Yeah. That is, of course, referring to Thunderbirds.
That is Thunderbirds by Activision.
Nice.
Yep. Thunderbirds are
That question
a go.
was custom built for Phil.
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, if it did not mention it being based on a puppet TV show.
Well, that's what I mean. It's,
Yeah.
it's funny because that was part of that whole. There seemed to be that whole run of like licensed NES games based on shows that have been off the air for decades.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
like
That happened a lot.
Gilligan's Island was happening then too.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Crying out loud, Fester's Quest.
I loved Fester's
Yeah.
Quest. I don't care what anyone
Fester's
says.
Quest is great. I'm going to go Ed Samrad for 200.
Okay.
A very unusual but challenging game.
Unusual.
The jumps are wild, but nothing when compared to the end of round bosses, which are so huge.
Oh.
They extend up to 4 screens high.
Oh, my.
Very good graphics, multi-directional scrolling, and a wide assortment of different scenarios to add variety. 8 out of 10 for the NES.
Mm.
Oh, damn.
There we go.
That's not easy.
That's not...
Get rid of... Let's get rid of
Very unusual.
that free 500 points you got.
really.
Yeah, seriously.
You got some debts to pay, Johnston.
What year is this? 1991?
2000, like you said.
2000? This is
Probably
2000. Right?
2000.
I'm going to... A very unusual but challenging game. I'm going to say Totally Rad.
That's a good guess.
Because if you remember, that game by Jalico was one of those games where it was just a weird concept, but it got like good reviews for being like graphically really good. So Totally
I'm going
Rad
to
is
say
my
that we had Totally Rad in another quiz, but
and it's wrong because
Low
the
G
answer is
Man.
Low G Man by
Low G Man.
Taxan.
The Low Gravity Man.
yes.
Which I believe was the subtitle of that game.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's our score, CJ?
Score check. I'm still in the lead with 600 points, but Greg, you are nipping at my heels with 500, and Phil, you are a little bit further behind with negative 200.
I feel like get extremely lucky with something here soon.
Yeah.
That
Thunderbirds.
Martin or Steve
Yeah.
is what did it.
Yep.
That one where it could have clearly been either of them.
And that was
Right,
your 50-50 too. You could have used
Yeah, I
the
know.
Yeah. Should have used the lifeline. I'll go with Martin for 2.
Martin for 2. Interplay is at it again. Looks like Acclaim's new developers are coming up with some real winners. Yeah, right.
Oh, sarcasm.
Blank is not enjoyable at all. You have no real control of your party, and nice graphics and music won't save this blank clone with enhanced features. 4 out of 10 for the NES. God, I hate reviews that are like, this is the best. Not.
I know, right?
Trying to think of an Acclaim.
Especially reviews of this length,
Yeah.
where it's like he literally spends half the review setting up a "yeah right" joke.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, right. A clone with enhanced features on the NES?
Tombs and Treasure.
Oh,
Tombs and Treasure. What is Swords and Serpents?
Oh, that was the other one. I was either Tombs and Treasure or Swords and Serpents, and I was like, oh, which one could it be? I knew it was one of those two.
To Wizardry.
Wizardry. Yeah.
Yeah.
or Wizardy.
Or Wizardy. Yeah.
Damn it.
Don't know.
Ah, man.
That was close.
That was my
close. Swords and
50-50 right
Serpents.
there.
Yeah. Phil.
Sushi for 300.
Sushi for 3. I just couldn't get excited about this game. While it is a true simulation, it just isn't fun. The moves are too complex and the time required to be a master is too long. If I want to wear a black belt, I will go to Sears and buy one. Waiting in line...
That's dating the review.
Yeah. Waiting in line to pay for it would be more fun than playing this game. It's a 3 out of 10 for the Sega Genesis.
It's easy.
Is this Budokan?
That's what it is. It's got to be.
I'm sure that it is. Budokan. Yes.
There we go.
All right.
Look at that. Back in the positives.
Back in the positives.
You know how I know? You know how I knew that was Budokan?
How?
Because I watch Generation 16 at youtube.net colon
slash.
It's over at generation-16.com.
That's true.
For all your wonderful Sega Genesis knowledge right there.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I'm going to
Phil.
go Steve Harris for 300. This is a
Swords and
decent
Serpents is killing
follow-up
me.
to the first game, Blank, but there really isn't that much to it. Sure, it plays like an entirely different game,
It's easy.
but the same formula of bonus rounds and a scrolling playfield leaves something to be desired. You think this is easy? Oh, 5 out of 10 for the TurboGrafx 16.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Ain't nobody thinks it easier than me.
It's like an entirely different game.
TurboGrafx loving mafia guy over here.
See, I wasn't a TurboGrafx person. So.
Hey, that's your problem, Pally.
Hey!
Everyone should be a TurboGrafx loving guy.
I mean...
Even us members of the organized crime family. Hey!
Hey! Was there a Star Soldier 2?
I don't know. What's there?
You think I'm going to tell you?
I'm guessing that's what it is. Oh, no, Devil's Crush. Damn it!
Devil's Crush.
Because Alien Crush, it plays exactly the same, but it looks completely different.
Although giving Devil's Crush a 5 out of 10
that's a terrible score.
is
terrible score.
Ridiculous.
Clearly, Devil's Crush.
Now we're tied, Greg, at 300 points, and Phil is coming up fast.
Phil's going to win.
100.
Just so you know, Phil's going to win.
I don't know about that.
Ed Samrad for 3.
Ed Samrad for 3. A good example of the new generation of Master System 2 games. The spark has
you're
gone...
the Sega guy.
I'm not
know,
a Master
clearly.
System guy.
Oh.
The spark has gone out of the carts, and Sega seems content in bringing out bland versions of great arcade games. Could have been much better. Only average. 5 out of 10 for the Sega Master System.
Let's say
Average.
Outrun, because we already
Average is
talked about...
capitalized.
Yeah, let's say Outrun. Why not?
Average is, Outrun? Okay. I'm sorry, it is eSWAT.
eSWATs.
Effing Master System reviews.
Phil.
Okay.
You're up.
You know what? Sushi X for 400.
There we go. One of us had to
All
make
right.
that jump. This worked out well
That
for you
leap.
last time, Phil.
Yeah.
Nothing new here, but it's a solid game with interactive dialogue, which we've seen before. Good control, fast movements, and fast gameplay.
Uh-huh.
That's the end of that sentence.
Yeah.
It has a conventional theme, but it is unique enough to still be worth the trip. 8 out of 10 for the NES.
Okay, so let me piece together what we know about this game.
Yeah, nothing new.
Okay, it's an NES game.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's an 8 out of 10.
Better than
That's
Devil's
solid-
Crush.
Pretty good.
It's a solid score. Nothing new.
Yeah.
It's a solid game.
Interactive dialogue.
Interactive dialogue, but we've seen that before.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's got good control, fast movements, fast gameplay, a conventional theme,
Mhm.
but is also unique.
Oh, yes.
At least unique enough to be worth the trip. Okay, so this describes
Most games.
pretty much every game ever made.
I have a guess.
Interactive dialogue. I think that's what I need to focus on. Interactive dialogue.
Yeah.
What's an NES game with
Has
interactive
interactive
Are you
dialogue?
dialogue.
asking or
No, I'm
You're
asking
parsing it out.
myself.
You're parsing it out.
I'm thinking aloud because this is radio,
Yes.
and because we need to, make it a little more interesting than just me sitting here going, Now, see, I think interactive dialogue, and I start thinking maybe something like Maniac Mansion, even though that doesn't really have like dialogue trees.
Right.
There is conversations
There are
and
words
lots of
on the
dialogue.
screen now.
But that game does not have fast movement, nor does it have fast game play, and it certainly
That's
doesn't
true.
have a conventional theme.
True.
I mean, it kind of does. You're
But is
saving
it
the girl.
unique enough to be worth the trip?
Oh yeah, Maniac Mansion is definitely unique enough to be worth the trip. So interactive dialogue. Interactive dialogue. What game would that be? But yeah, see, fast movement, fast gameplay. It's probably not an RPG.
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden.
That's a good guess.
I don't know.
That's a good guess.
That's all I can think of.
Sorry.
Crystalis.
Crystalis.
Okay.
Crystalis. Well,
Yeah, I mean, that fits Crystalis, too. Ninja Gaiden was a good guess, though, because I think we're right in the
Ninja
right
Gaiden
time
was
frame.
good.
Again, it fits about 90% of the NES library.
That's right.
Probably. So, okay. Well,
I can't believe you left CJ a 300-point question.
I know.
I'm going to go Ed Semrad for 400.
Oh.
500.
Subverting your expectations.
That's right. A decent puzzle game, which has you thinking as if you were playing a chess game. You must look at all the possibilities and guess what will happen when you make each kind of move. Only one move is correct, but which one? This is a 6 out of 10 for the NES. Oh.
This is a terrible review.
This is a terrible review. A decent puzzle game that'll have you thinking as if you were playing chess.
Yeah, you know what that is? That's back of the box copy. That is like that's ad copy that he just wrote.
I guess so, except it says it's only decent. I guess they would do the ... puzzle game. This will leave you thinking.
Ellipses puzzle game.
You have to guess what will happen when you make each kind of move.
Only one move is correct, but which one is a total ad line.
That's right. Did they make that game?
What's that?
I'm thinking like Archon or something like that is actually based on chess, right? Archon
I don't know.
Is it?
I'm not going to say Archon. It's not a puzzle game. Puzzle games for NES, like puzzle games for NES that weren't Tetris, are like
You are not aware of.
few and far between.
Also, keep in mind this is Ed, so it may not actually be a puzzle game.
No, it might be something. Yeah. Othello for the NES. I'm going to guess Othello.
Othello?
Boulder Dash. Oh.
Boulder Dash, not at all a puzzle game. Have you ever played Boulder Dash?
I have not played Boulder Dash.
It is absolutely not a puzzle game. I used to play Boulder Dash all the time on my Commodore 64.
But does it have
Boulder Dash was one of the
puzzles?
first big Canadian games.
No,
is it puzzle solving at all, and not like a piece moving
Boulder Dash
game?
Boulder Dash is a game where your character, you are underground.
Uh-huh.
The ground, it's full of dirt and there are rocks, and as you have to dig through the dirt and collect diamonds.
Okay.
And as you dig, if you dig past the rocks, it has kind of like a little physics. I don't want to say physics engine. That's but it for the time it was actually pretty neat, because like if you dug around some rocks, the rocks would be affected by gravity.
Okay.
They would start falling and cascading down. So like if you dug the wrong block of dirt out, it would set off a chain reaction that could block off an area you need to get to, or it could crush you.
I'm looking at a video right now.
It is 100% not a puzzle game. So
yeah, I guess now I think a puzzle game is like a Tetris style where you remove pieces, not like Adventures of Lola, which is sort of like puzzle elements.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, Greg, you're up.
What's our score check, CJ?
You're also in the lead, Greg, with 0 points. I am in second place with -100, and Phil, you are in third with -300.
That's about to change. I'm going to go for Martin for 3.
Martin for 3.
Although they stripped the blank title from this game, blank is going to be one of those sleeper hits this year. Like blank, Like blank, while the graphics are small in scale, this allows more variety in backgrounds and gameplay. Killer bosses and a jammin' soundtrack are high points. This is for the NES, and it got a 7 out of 10.
Journey to Silius.
that your guess?
Yep. Solid guess.
Journey to Silius is right.
Yep.
They took Terminator off it.
Yep.
That was they licensed Terminator game at one point.
Yes.
And
That's
compares
right.
the graphics to Batman because Sunsoft was killing it with good action games at that point.
They really were.
Yep.
They really were.
Yep.
All right.
Good job, Greg.
I need to buffer because I get the last 500-point question.
Phil, what do you like here?
Let's go Martin for 4.
Martin for 4. Another cute fame with puzzle action and addictive gameplay. I assume that he meant to say game.
Yeah, well, the F and G are so close to each other on the keyboard.
That's true. Another cute game with puzzle action and addictive gameplay. Blank was elements from the ancient game Blank.
I'd say Blank has elements.
Yeah.
From the ancient game Blank and some new techniques. Blank ranks with similar games and has more throws in more... What?
That sentence reads like a copy editor got a hold of it, and they added in what the copy editor suggested, but left in the original statement as well.
That's true. And has more
throws in more action to boot.
Throws in more action to boot is the real sentence, but and has more throws in more action to boot is the actual.
Oh my
goodness! 7 out of 10 for the NES.
Remember when magazines didn't have copy editors?
Yep. Much like websites don't.
Okay, I'm gonna try reading this again. Just
Another
correctly.
cute game.
Another cute game with puzzle action and addictive gameplay.
Blank.
It has elements from an ancient game, Blank, and some new techniques. It ranks with similar games and has more action to boot.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Spot the video game.
Oh,
well, that's a good guess.
Which is like Othello.
Yep, that's right. It was a puzzle game.
Is Kickle
Cubicle.
By
Ancient game is Pango.
The ancient game Martin is talking about is Pango.
See, like the way
which came out in the early 80s.
The way that read, I thought maybe it was something like a Shanghai or
right, exactly.
Well, that's why I was
Ishido
thinking. The ancient game is probably referring to Othello.
Right, exactly. That was my thought as well.
And not a game that came out not 10 years prior.
Right.
The ancient game of Pango. You idiots.
Yeah.
All right, CJ, you going for it?
I'm going to go Steve Harris for 400.
You coward.
Damn right.
Yeah.
This is a great Game Boy game. Blank has a little bit of everything, including scrolling action / adventure, shooting, and much more. The graphics
much more.
Oh, sorry,
there were too much
more.
there.
The graphics by Game Boy standards are superlative with intermission and bosses. Superb. 8 out of 10 for the Game Boy. Oh man. This could be Super Mario Land for sure.
Could be.
That has shooting and action adventure.
Yeah.
The graphics are pretty good. Was the Game Boy new around this time? I'm going to say Super Mario Land anyway.
Batman
is correct.
Oh, man.
Wish I gotten that one.
Damn. Well, I'm just extending your lead.
Intermissions and bosses was the.
That's a good point. Damn.
Yeah.
Real quick, I would like to point out.
Yeah.
The time frame between the release of
CJ anything.
No. The time frame between the release of Kickle Cubicle and Pango, the ancient game of Pango,
really taking this hard.
Yeah.
8 years.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
8 years.
Yeah, but you remember, like, we read some reviews that were from the later 90s that compared, like, called games old, like, 3 years ago.
I want to point out that I said Batman before CJ revealed the answer on that last one.
You did.
That's true.
All right, score check, CJ.
Score check. Greg, you were in the lead with 300 points. I am in second with negative 500. Phil is in last place with negative 700, but,
Yes.
All that's left now are 500-point questions.
Yeah, but I have 1,000-point swing here.
You do.
I'm going to go for Steve for 5.
Steve for 5. Blank is a game that touches on all the best parts of most hit games and is constructed fairly well. unlike this sentence.
Jesus.
Its problems rest in multiple options that bring more confusion than action. The graphics and sounds are good, but the game is repetitive. That's a 7 out of 10 for the
absolutely
Genesis.
anything.
Yep.
Blank is a
Touches on all
game
the
that
best
touches
parts
on
of most
all
hit
the
games.
best parts of most hit games.
Yeah.
And is constructed fairly well. Its problems rest in multiple options that bring more confusion than action. Graphics and sound are good, but the game is repetitive.
Repetitive game.
What the hell? There's like not one thing that hints at what the game actually is there.
Nope.
Well, maybe the
Except
multiple
for the
options.
blank.
Yeah, multiple options that bring more confusion.
Options.
Confusion.
Yep.
Genesis game. Most hit games.
Graphics and sound are good.
Constructed fairly well.
The game is repetitive.
So repetitive.
The repetitive thing. The options. I'm going to say Cyberball.
Cyberball. Sorry, the answer is Michael Jackson's
What?
Moonwalker.
Wait, what? Problems rest in multiple options that bring more confusion than action.
What does that mean?
I mean, I'll agree with the graphics and sounds are good and the game is repetitive. That's fair.
Yeah.
But the problems... I guess that means that he has so many moves?
Probably.
Maybe?
Okay, whatever. Screw this quiz.
All right.
You know, like those ancient games from 8 years ago.
What do you like here, Phil?
Let's go sushi for 5.
You got to get this,
Sushi
Phil.
For
I
5. A well-made action game for Game Boy.
Now that's weird because Sushi X was a notorious
He hated Game Boy.
hater.
Yeah.
Well, maybe in later issues, if this was the debut,
Yeah, that's true.
they may not have nailed the character yet. Not as detailed as Chapter 6. Not as clever as Chapter 8. Not as difficult as Chapter 4. Not as colorful as Chapter 9. Not as challenging as Chapter 5. But not as expensive as Chapter 21.
Get your hands off that keyboard, John or Phil.
A 7 out of 10 for the Game Boy.
What?
Get your hands off that keyboard.
What keyboard?
Say
Do you have
7 out of
any
10.
idea do you guys have any idea what this is talking about?
No.
Greg, do you have any idea what this is talking about?
No.
No idea.
Not as detailed as Chapter 6, not as clever as Chapter 8, not as difficult as... What the hell is this talking about?
I don't even understand the structure here.
No, I don't either. Will this make sense when we hear the title?
I
Not
don't
as
know.
Detailed as Chapter 6. I mean, a well-made action game for Game Boy, and then it goes into all that crap about the different chapters.
Right.
Chapter 4? Wait. What?
7 out of 10.
Not as detailed. As clever? Not as clever as Chapter 8, and this review is not as clever as Sushi X thinks it is.
True.
Not as colorful as Chapter 9.
Well, it's a Game Boy game. It doesn't have any color.
What is... Yeah, exactly. That has 4 colors.
Oh, yes.
Not as expensive as Chapter 21.
Okay.
I have no damn idea. I don't know.
Wizards and Warriors X.
God, you're probably
I'm
right.
right. I bet you it is.
Wizards and War 10.
When you asked if I had any idea, there was no effing way I was going to tell you I had an idea because I was afraid that my face would give it away.
Oh,
remember that was the
man.
big joke about that game because Wizards and Warriors X. Where the hell did the X come from? And was it a Roman numeral 10?
Wow. I did not remember that.
I'm so angry you guys are getting these questions that I know the answers to.
No.
Did not remember that at all.
That
But I am glad that Phil got that wrong because that means I don't
I was sure
lose.
you were getting that right.
No, that was stupid obtuse.
Yeah. I'm going to go Martin Alessi for 500.
Yeah, sure. Leave the Ed review for me.
Darn right. One of the most bizarre shooters I've ever played. Backgrounds are made up of optical illusions that will trick you, attack you, and drive you nuts. I love it.
At least CJ's going to get this wrong.
I am going to get this wrong. Yeah,
it's a TurboGrafx
It's a turbo game,
review.
so I'll get it wrong, of course.
Yeah.
I love it. Tough from the beginning to end. Blank is one shooter that makes others look too normal to be interesting. What? Too normal, period. T-O normal.
T-O normal, period.
T-O.
Lowercase T-O.
They look to normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, look too normal to be interesting.
Yeah.
But it's too short. I need more. One of the most bizarre shooters. It's a TurboGrafx game, so I don't know.
Yeah. I have an idea.
Illusions.
I have an idea.
You, attack you, drive you nuts. Tough from beginning to end. TurboGrafx 8 out of 10. Yeah, most bizarre shooters. I mean, it can't possibly be Air Zonk, right?
I don't know.
I don't think it is. Air Zonk.
I will give you this
No, don't
hint.
give many hints.
Air Zonk did come out for the TurboGrafx.
See, now he's going to guess it.
I'm going to say Air Zonk, and it's going to be wrong anyway.
I'm going to say Psychosis.
You're right, Psychosis.
Yeah, nice.
Correct.
Oh, man.
Seriously, did anyone proofread Martin's reviews before they went to print? Answer, no.
Well, I love the way this game is ending.
Did they proofread anyone's reviews?
The only question,
Greg,
the only question I have left is to find out if I win with positive or so. The score is me with negative 200, CJ with negative 1,000, and Phil with negative 1,200. Bring it on, Ed Samad for 5. Let's do it.
Okay. Atari is doing an excellent job.
No, but Greg, you do still win.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you still win.
You're still going to win.
Atari is doing an excellent job in not only getting great titles for their links, but more importantly, they are programming them so that they play well. I want that to be a review of a Rockstar game. They do an excellent job, but also they program them so well. Blank is a great example as it nearly duplicates the, quote, feel of the arcade version. Awesome sounds. 8 out of 10 for the links.
It could be anything. Because there was Clacks on the links. There was, I think, Gauntlet on the links. There was Road Blasters, Hard Driving, Stun Runner. There were a lot of arcade games on the links.
That's true. Maybe something like Xenophobe or something.
Yeah, maybe something
it doesn't
like
even
that.
matter.
Or to be Hard Driving, which was absolute garbage on the links.
Yeah. Awesome sounds.
I'm going to go with Road Blasters.
Road Blasters?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Stun Runner just because.
Yeah, Stun Runner is where I was leaning originally.
It's Clacks.
You know what? Fun fact. I bought a Lynx. I got one through trade when I was a kid, when it was probably less than a year old. Yeah. And I owned 2 games for that thing. Viking Child. Which I couldn't even tell you what that was about. I couldn't play it. And Clacks. And I played so much Clacks on that thing.
Yeah.
And it was the old version, so it was almost as tall as I was when I put it on its side. Because in that game, for Lynx games,
it's a surfboard.
Yeah, and on Lynx games, they actually did like Tate mode with games like that, where you could play.
Yeah.
So.
What year was this?
That would have been 1990.
Oh, yeah, there would have been plenty of time for Clacks then.
Yep.
That's right.
It's pretty good.
It is the 90s.
Thank you.
All right.
Here we go.
Final standings. Greg, you are our winner with negative 700 points. I am in second place with negative 1,000 points. And Phil, you have negative 1,200.
Yes. There it is.
Thank you so much to Hacker Alias Mr. Nelson for sending this in. Torturing us with these.
Oh, my goodness.
This one was great. I loved this one.
Yes,
because if we were able to pass things around, I would have gotten a couple thousand points there.
That's true, actually. Yeah. But this was an excellent quiz, so thank you so much, Mr. Nelson. And thank you, Patreon backers, for backing the show. We appreciate each and every one of you, and you're the reason why we do this after show. And if you have an idea for a game that you would like to see us play on the after show, please email it to player1podcast@gmail.com.
They're not going to see us play anything on the after show.
Well, they can hear us.
There you go.
Fine. But
Just,
we've done over a year of these after shows now. So
and we're not getting any better at them.
We're not getting any
Clearly.
better. No.
If anything, I'd say we're getting worse.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Remember when we started doing these and like we were getting positive numbers at the end?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those were the days.
Those were the days.
Maybe I should use more recent EGM issues. Those reviews.
Where's the fun in that?
Reviewers, yeah, I guess that's true.
It's more fun when we don't know.
I guess
do
that's
that when
true.
we're in our 60s.
We can use the game fan reviews.
Can you imagine if we're still sitting?
Knew who you were then.
Can you imagine if we're still sitting here when we're in our 60s doing this crap?
Oh God!
Wizards and Warriors X or 10. We could use more questions like the Thunderbirds ones today.
I really want to go to bed.
Anyway, thank you again, everybody, for listening, and we will see you again next week.
Toodaloo.
Adios.
Bye-bye.